Mars, the red planet, has fascinated people for centuries with its rugged landscapes, massive volcanoes, and the possibility of finding microbial life. Over the years, we have sent several rovers and satellites to explore this enigmatic planet, but the dream of colonizing Mars still seems far away. There are numerous obstacles to overcome, and in this video, we will take a closer look at the problem with Mars that nobody seems to be talking about. Despite the numerous advancements in technology and the growing interest in space exploration, colonizing Mars is a significant challenge that requires overcoming several obstacles. One of the major challenges is the distance, with Mars being an average of 140 million miles away from Earth. The journey from liftoff to landing and return takes at least 3 years, which is longer than any human has ever spent in space. In this video we will explore the obstacles that must be overcome to colonize Mars, including radiation exposure, technological limitations, psychological impact, and the need for autonomous robots. If you're so far enjoying the video, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content like this. Radiation exposure. Radiation is one of the most significant threats that astronauts face during long-duration space travel. Cosmic rays and solar particles can cause mutations, cancer, and other health problems that can affect the human body permanently. The Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field provide protection against most of the harmful radiation, but in deep space, astronauts are exposed to high levels of ionizing radiation. On the journey to Mars, astronauts will be exposed to a higher level of radiation than they have ever experienced before. Currently, there are no long-term solutions for radiation protection, and more research and technology development are required to ensure the safety of astronauts on their journey to Mars. One of the approaches being considered is to create artificial magnetic fields around the spacecraft that can protect the astronauts from harmful radiation. Another approach is to develop materials that can block radiation effectively. Whatever solution is chosen, it will be challenging to ensure that astronauts are protected from radiation during the 3-year journey to and from Mars. Technological limitations. Sending humans to Mars is much more challenging than sending a spacecraft. A human mission to Mars requires a spacecraft that can hold a crew of astronauts for more than 2 years, and currently, no such spacecraft exists. NASA's Orion spacecraft is designed to hold a crew of 4 for up to 21 days, but it would need to be modified to accommodate a crew for more extended periods. Another obstacle is the need for a rocket capable of launching humans to Mars. None of the space organizations have such a rocket, and developing one will be a significant challenge. The rocket will need to be powerful enough to launch the spacecraft and crew into orbit and provide enough fuel for the 3-year journey to and from Mars. Additionally, the rocket must be reliable and safe for human travel. To make a human mission to Mars a reality, we also need to develop better propulsion systems that can significantly reduce the travel time. Chemical propulsion, the most common propulsion system, is not fast enough to make the journey in a reasonable time. One alternative is to use nuclear propulsion, which has the potential to reduce the travel time to Mars significantly. Psychological impact. One of the most significant challenges that astronauts will face during a human mission to Mars is the psychological impact of the long journey and isolation. The journey to Mars is longer than any human has ever spent in space, and astronauts will have to endure the isolation and confinement of a spacecraft for 3 years. This can have a severe impact on the mental health of the astronauts, leading to depression, anxiety, and other psychological issues. To mitigate the psychological impact of the long journey, we need to develop strategies that can help astronauts cope with isolation and confinement. One approach is to select crew members who are mentally stable and can work together effectively. Additionally, we need to provide them with psychological support and resources to help them deal with the stress of the journey. One example is virtual reality technology, which can provide astronauts with a way to connect with the outside world and relieve boredom during the journey. Another potential solution is to reduce the journey time by developing better propulsion systems. Shortening the journey would help reduce the psychological impact on astronauts and make it easier to manage their mental health during the mission. Autonomous robots. One area of promising research is the development of autonomous robots that can be sent ahead of the human mission to prepare the way for them. These robots will be capable of constructing habitats, setting up communication systems, and even carrying out scientific experiments. This will make it possible for the human crew to hit the ground running once they arrive on Mars. The robots will need to be highly advanced and capable of operating in harsh and extreme environments. They will also need to be able to operate autonomously for extended periods, since communication delays between Earth and Mars can be as long as 20 minutes. NASA's Perseverance rover is a good example of an advanced autonomous robot that can explore Mars and collect valuable data. The dream of colonizing Mars is exciting, but the reality is that we are still far from making it a reality. The challenges we face are numerous, from the distance to radiation exposure, technological limitations, and psychological impact. However, with every mission, we learn more about the environment, challenges, and solutions that we need to overcome to make a human mission to Mars a reality. Private companies such as SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others are investing heavily in research and development to make interplanetary travel a possibility. NASA is also investing in technology that will enable astronauts to survive long missions in deep space and on the surface of Mars. To make a human mission to Mars a reality, we need collaboration between nations, private companies, and research institutions. It will also require investment in technology, research, and human capital. With the right resources, vision, and determination, there's no doubt that we will be able to overcome the challenges and reach liftoff for Mars. Thank you for watching the video.